Hey guys, it's Lisa Reston and welcome to my home office. Today is the first day of a series that I'm going to give. I'm actually really excited. This is a series called Break Your Glass Ceiling that I've put together that will show you exactly how I automate leads in my business without talking to my family members and friends. It's so exciting to me. But first, I would like to explain why I call this Break Your Glass Ceiling. Have you ever needed to make more money so that it provides a means to be able to accomplish another goal or task? But there is always something that is invisible that keeps holding you back from you ever reaching or crushing it. I mean, it could be because you are the parent who is designated all things kids. Like you're the Uber driver, the extracurricular planner, the babysitter, the designated nanny, the designated nurse, the tutor. Or what if you also have to care for elderly parents, as we are affectionately known as the sandwich generation? These are just to name a few that can limit your earning potential or even prevent you from entering the workforce. This can happen to men as well. I know you all work long and hard hours, but what if you have a child that needs a special school or special physicians? What if your spouse suddenly dies or becomes sick with a disease that places you in a tough spot? I mean, anything can happen to any of us, but each of these scenarios and all the other things that were not mentioned could be just enough to prevent you from climbing above that barrier. So, how can any of us ordinary mortals ever get ahead? Do you get another job and totally ignore the family? Do you keep plugging along and say, well, that's the best I can do, woe is me? Well, if you're doing that, stop it. Look, for years I have faced many of these scenarios and have done most of it as I raised my children as a single parent. None of it has been easy, but one thing is for certain. I'm not letting an imaginary glass ceiling over my head keep me back from achieving my goals in the financial arena or in the personal growth area either. So I'm going to teach you just how you can crash your glass ceiling too. I know you're concerned that you may not have the skills or the talents or whatever I'm going to teach you, right? But let me tell you, there are no skills involved. I just need you to begin believing and listening to what I'm going to teach you so that you can move past your glass ceiling too. So are you ready? Okay, good. So here is how it would all go down. Over the next few months, I'm going to teach you guys exactly how to get more pre-qualified leads. I'm talking good leads, not just any leads. I'm going to put myself out there to show you exactly what I'm doing. You're going to watch my successes and failures all along the way. I want to give you exactly how I design my business so that you don't need to go talk to family members and friends. And it's all on autopilot. It's very cool. If you want to know if this is relevant to you, please stop. Business thrives on sales. Sales thrive on leads. It's really just a big numbers game. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Is that okay? I hope you're nodding. I'm actually really excited to show you this. I used to run around doing all the things that my upline said. Do an in-home meeting. Talk to people on the phone. Make a list of all your friends, all your families, all your neighbors. You know, I did all that, and it absolutely stinks, and it does not work. We need to have a pretty steady stream of leads in order to succeed. And they all need to be pre-qualified because I don't have time to decide whether or not they're going to do the job. And it's all in how I've designed this. That is what I'm talking about. I'm going to teach you how I designed this model, and you can use it for your business too. It's all done for you. All you have to do is plug in your information and your graphics into what I'm going to show you, but more on that later. In fact, I spent months designing what I'm going to share with you, but let's slow our roll and take one step at a time. What you will be doing is not that hard. Anybody can do this. It's actually not that crazy either. First, I'm going to show you how to find your target audience in Facebook. I'll show you how I created a way using Facebook to generate leads. Then I will show you how to get traffic to your funnel with your bait, which is very exciting. What you need to know is traffic is the key. And it's actually very easy once I show you how to do it. Then I want to show you how to close those people who complete your funnel. The principles are more important and relevant today, mostly because high pressure sales really don't work. Okay, let's think about this scenario. You're out to buy a car. You drive up to the car lot, and the first thing, what happens? You try to open up the door and you get swarmed with all these car salesmen. Meanwhile, you really just want to look at the lot to see if you even want to consider buying, but now you're prevented from doing that. Not only is it annoying, it sucks. High sale pressures don't work anymore. The second reason I'm about to teach you matters so much. And that is, there's so much competition on the internet. Unless you know what you're doing, you're going to lose your shirt. Think about it. You have thousands of people who are selling the exact same product online. If you're part of a network marketing business, there's thousands of little minions just like yourself doing the exact same thing. So how do you stand out? Why is someone going to come and join your team rather than the other guys? That's why what I'm going to teach you is so important. There's really a specific way you can set yourself apart. It's actually really not that hard, but it does take some designing. Anyways, you're trying to sell the exact same product in the exact same way. Your MLM will give you all of the stuff and they say, hey, here you go. Here's your marketing material. Set it up and go at it. Go after your friends, go after your neighbors, go after your coworkers, and then you expect to be a millionaire, and then you expect to even make enough income to have an awesome lifestyle. This is not passive. This is like working your tail off. So I realized this after a first month, like, okay, how am I going to make this better? How do you deal with all of this in your MLMs? So anyway, I am going to show you how to deal with these challenges and earn closer to those top earners in your actual MLM. I'm going to share with you these answers over the next few months. That's what I'm really pumped to do. Listen, I want you to know I'm not some person that's just Googled this, all right? First of all, I have an MBA. I know, silly to even admit this because this degree doesn't even help me in this industry, right? But what I have done is taken my love for learning, and I have decided to follow the best of the best over the last several years on how to market in the digital space. There's an exact science to it all, and it is not found in textbooks, but from real live individuals who have done this themselves and have reproduced over and over again. The key to success is to drive tons of traffic for people to see. One of the courses and Break Your Glass Ceiling, the social media hacks, is I will show you how to drive traffic to your site. I didn't have to open my mouth to pitch to any of them for them to come to my site. So if you think you've got to be this crazy speaker or whatever, you don't, because we all have to start somewhere anyways. I've been taught by the best in the industry who have been hired by several companies that make 8 figures to help them design funnels and to drive traffic so that their sales funnels work for them to generate income. So how amazing is that? It works. So I've had a lot of people ask me, Lisa, how do you do this? Show me exactly how you drive the traffic. How do you get these people? Think about it. You are getting a cheat sheet to pass a final exam, because what I'm going to share with you is the after product of all my hard work. I failed at all of these things so that you don't have to. But let me first tell you a little bit about myself, okay? So I'm from Florida, and I have 2 boys, a 17 and a 15-year-old and a 9-year-old girl. I just love them to death, and they're definitely my pride and joy. I also have a BSN, which is a Bachelor's of Science in Nursing degree, and I mentioned I have an MBA. Both degrees have served me well, and but it becomes difficult when you're a single parent of 3, right? It brings its own challenges on so many levels, and I don't have any real hobbies. I mean, I have my kids, and I don't have time for really anything else. So I needed to have a hobby. So I decided, okay, I need to learn something that's going to really make me excited. So I chose learning about social media. It kept me sane, and it helped me design plans. So I already had a great job, and my kids were thriving, and I decided on the times that I wasn't working and not doing kid things that I was going to read, look at others on YouTube, and study everything that they say, right? And so I decided to design a plan. So this put me on a path where I started writing everything down that people were saying. I started emulating everything that they did to see where it would get me. And I started seeing a little bit of a success, and it was like crazy. So I really started niching a plan where I could develop processes that would make me even more successful. And that's how I started my journey. I learned so much about this industry. I learned about the people in the industry and how much potential there was if you were willing to work at it. And I'm talking, I worked at it until midnight almost every single night. So what I did was I studied social media platforms, not how they were designed or how they were coded, but there's rules that you have to be aware of. And it affects sales as a person, right? For example, on Facebook, if you're selling an MLM, they hate before and after pictures. They will cut you off if you do that. The other thing is they don't like you to mention the exact MLM, okay? So also, how do you run ads? And if you don't have multiple ads and multiple credit cards, you could be shut down and not even know it. This could cut your business down at its knees, right? There are so many things that you need to know that no one talks about. So this is where all my failures and my love for processes come into play. I love studying how things work. I love how to design a reproducible process that anyone can follow, and what workarounds a person may need in order to continue with their business. So this is where several years of long hours have gotten me. The insider knowledge of platforms and how to put your business on autopilot. So anyways, I've had several successes and way more failures than I ever want to talk about. I just want you guys to know that I'm not some fly-by-night person that just Googled this crap, right? And decided to make a video. Success is in the model. So that's what this is all about. So I'm going to show you how I designed a 6-figure network marketing funnel without using family members or friends. I know it's a huge claim right there, but I promise you, I'm going to show you how to do it. It's so super cool. And what I promise here is I'm not shoving you my MLM down your throat, okay? I mean, if you want to join me down the line later after you follow me, that's all cool. But if you want to take my processes and stuff that I'm showing you and you want to use it in your MLM and then come back and tell me all your successes, awesome. I will be so happy. I will be dancing and cheering for you along the way. I want you to be successful in your own endeavors. I promise you. Number 2, I'm not going to teach you how to approach a warm market, which means family members and friends. I just hate that. Oh gosh, when my upline tells me to make a list of everyone I know, all my contacts, emails, phone numbers, neighbors, I roll my eyes because guys, I'm not going to do that. Most of the time, I was not talking to them anyway. So why would I just pop up and call them and say, hey, it's me. Oh, yeah, and by the way, I'm selling this MLM product, and oh, I think you would be a great downline person. Listen, they're smarter than that, and that is the quickest way to ruin relationships. I mean, multi-level marketing is all about relationships. And if you ruin your relationships, you have no one. So, we are going to go down a different path. We only want to have people that actually want to buy your products because they are buying what you have to sell, right? They want to be a part of your downline because you are a cool chick. So, it's not because you don't have a great product, and that is the key that I want to also tell you, okay? I want to answer some of the big questions that people always have before they join any type of MLM, right? And if you can answer this one question, they're going to join you no matter what. And I'm going to show you who the perfect prospect is and who you should be targeting for your MLM. Then the last one, which is probably not least, but it's one of my favorites. I'm going to show you how to profit from the people who say no to you. That's right. They say no, which is actually really exciting. So if you stick with me, I promise I'm going to make it worth your while. Well, I promise to keep this short, and I really try to keep my promises. In the next segment, I'm going to talk to you about uplines and how they do not really teach marketing and other things that you need to know to be able to succeed at your marketing goals. So stick with me and let's crash this glass ceiling together. Let's take all our failures and our successes and let's have that glass rain down on us.